Hi everybody, Mattias here, aka GELHEIN, with a new video on how to perform with the Machine Plus. Last weekend I did a live performance with the Machine Plus on a game music party hosted by my brother Elrint and his band The Lost Levels. There's a link to their YouTube channel in the video description. Anyways, it's been quite some time since I last played live, so I had super fun, it was truly a blast. And in this video I just want to talk about my setup for this live performance of the track Shields Up with the Machine Plus and talk a little bit about what gear and what my setup looked like. The gig was a last minute call and I basically had an evening to prepare the track for a live performance on the machine. And initially I thought about using the Octatrack, but since I know the machine by heart it was an easy decision. There's definitely pros and cons with both the Octatrack and the machine, but to me, at least to me, the machine is definitely 10 times easier to use, so easy decision. Right, so let's begin by talking about the setup, and first out I have this custom built stand to host the machine. I actually built this stand to host first the Machine MK3 and the Machine Jam, but I've also been using this with the Machine Plus and a keyboard on the side here. So this is basically my workspace. And at the heart of this live performance setup we have the Machine Plus, which is a standalone music workstation / sampler. And connected to the Machine Plus I have the Impact LX Mini MIDI controller, connected via a USB cable to the USB-A port of the Machine Plus. Is it a machine or is it a machine? There seems to be a divided camp how to say it. Now the reason for using a MIDI controller beside the machine here is that I want to be able to play melodies on a regular keyboard rather than on the pads. And I believe that this is a very compact and powerful setup. The Machine Plus is not battery powered, but it's possible to use it with a power bank if you need to, and if you have the right cables. But in my scenario here I used it with the regular power adapter. And the LX Mini is powered via the Machine Plus USB-A port. Now Machine Plus, as you might know, have a bit of a CPU limitation, so you have to be a bit careful and plan your arrangement and use of plugins and effects wisely so you don't overtax the CPU. Now the final connection is obviously to hook up the Machine Plus to the PA or monitoring system via the line out via telecables. The final part of my live rig is obviously a microphone so that we can sing, and I'm always using this Shure SM58 microphone, which is my favorite live vocals microphone. Right, so let's first listen to a short snippet from the original Shields Up mix. I actually made a complete video describing how I made the Shields Up synthwave track in Bitwig Studio, and you can watch that video if you click the card up here.
It's the R-type, a flash of ray in the night. Back in the seat, I flipped the switch. It's now the killing wish, swordfish, ace in the sky. Back me up, it's fine. My beam is soft with engines rolling. What if I'm shot in electric dreams?
Right, so first you want to think about what instruments to play live from the arrangement, and since I was going to do all the vocals and make song transitions and fiddling here on the Machine Plus, I decided to play the lead synth melody and a solo on the track. And for that we have this B group and this pad, so I'm playing the synth here on the Impact LX Mini MIDI controller. So basically playing the synth here on the keyboard and doing a little bit of filtering on the Machine Plus. So the lead synth is done here with the Monarch synth on the Machine Plus. Right, so Shields Up was produced in Bitwig Studio DAW, and luckily I still had the project, so I mixed down a few single samples and stems from the original track and imported those into the Machine project. You also have to think about transitions and how to transition between the different stages of the song. The verse, the chorus, bridge and the outro. So here you can see the stems that I exported from the Shields Up project. So basically we have a little R-type intro sound. And there's a few cymbal sweeps, a synth chorus. And some tom fills. Right, so let's break down what kind of groups I have. Group A is the drum group, then Group B is the verse sounds, Group C is the chorus sounds, Group D is the bridge sounds, and Group E is the bass. So with that in mind, we can easily just deactivate and activate maybe the verse and the bass, and the chorus and the bass, and the bridge, and the verse without the bass if we want. So that's a really quick way of like rearranging your track on the fly when you perform this on the Machine Plus. Right, so let's look at the sounds here in the Shields Up project on the Machine Plus. First we have the A group, this orange group, which has a drum kit loaded. And this fill from the original Shields Up track. And I basically just reprogrammed the original Shields Up drums on the Machine Plus here, but with a few new sounds. And I did this in 8 bars. So that's the basic drum pattern for Shields Up. So this is the first group that I activate for the intro of the track. And then after 4 bars I activate the Group B and Group E. On Group B I have the verse sounds, which is some background vocals and also an arpeggio. So let's unmute Group B and activate Group B and look what kind of sounds we have here. First an organ sound. A sample from the original Shields Up track. Some background vocals from the original Shields Up track. And a synth sound, which is programmed arpeggio. With a little bit of filtering, and that pattern sounds like this. And on the B group here I'm using track 6 here as my lead synth sound. So on that track I have this Monarch synth, a little bit of grain delay and the metaverb. I really enjoyed the grain delay here, especially when you use it with some pitch modulation. So that's the lead synth sound on this pad. And on the E pad here, on the E group here, we have the bass. So let's play it like I would perform the intro. So first I unmute the B and E group and just play the A group for 4 bars. So that's a little demonstration of the intro to the track. And then I deactivate on this B group, I deactivate the arpeggio here, and the organ and the original shields up the sound here, and just have the background vocals for the vocal part. And then we come to the chorus. And then we have a bridge, and I activate the D group here with some background vocals. And then we go back to this verse part. Now pay attention to this little meter here. This meter will tell you where you are in the current pattern. So that's a good indication when we're starting over the measure, or when we're starting on the bar 1 of the pattern. So that we know when we should change maybe to the chorus or the bridge. So you need to pay attention to this little meter here, so you know where you are in the arrangement. So you heard there regarding transitions, just before the chorus kicks in, I deactivate the bass and this verse group, so that we only hear the drums, and then after the fill, I activate the other group, which is our chorus group, the group C, and the bass again. So that's basically the transitions. I also had a performance effect. If you press performance here and activate group A, you can see we have a filter performance effect, so that we can do a little bit of filtering on the drums. And the same thing with the chorus. I also had that filter for the chorus. So if I want, I can filter down the chorus sounds. Right, so let's speak about the sounds here again. So for the C group here, which is the chorus, I have 3 loops. If you go into the events here, we can see these 3 stems, and the 3 loops. And these are basically stems cut out from the original arrangement. So this is the lead vocals for the chorus.
Whoa, the she's up for me.
And here we have the synths. And here we have some additional chorus vocals. And if you go into the plugin instance here, we can see that these are loaded as audio playback engines. So I'm not using the sample player, I'm rather using the audio playback engine, which is in loop mode. So these will play continuously in the background. So even if I deactivate this group, it will still be playing in the background. So I can basically transition or activate the chorus whenever I want, even in the middle of a verse, if I would want to do that. So take a look at the measure here to see where we are in the arrangement, and make the switch here at the end of the final bar. So that's basically how I play the lead melody. And then obviously we could use the performance effects here on the drums and on the chorus. Okay, so let's finally talk about the master effects, because I did use some master effects on Shields Up here for the Machine Plus performance, because I wanted to end the track with like a lush ambient reverb and a little bit of DJ filtering. And to do that, we added the metaverb, EQ, and the maximizer and a limiter here on the master track. And you can see I have the room size set to 0 and the mix set to 0. And then I set up a macros to control the room size, the mix output here, and also the low end gain and the high end gain here on the equalizer. So I can do some DJ filtering when we want to end this track. To set up macros, you hold shift and press this macro button. And now you can see that we have the room size and the mix output here on the reverb set to the macros. So let's do a quick demo of the outro transition of Shields Up. Then go into macro mode. And that's a quick way to fade out your arrangement and end that performance. Right, so that's basically how I prepared my track Shields Up to be performed on the Machine Plus. There's obviously other ways to prepare your tracks and perform them live, and if you have any questions or any tips of your own on performing with the Machine, please let me know in the comment section. Now, if you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like, and write some nice feedback in the comment section. My name is Mattias, see you in the next video. Bye.